Siouxland with Mallory Smith, Nick Wilson, and meteorologist Victor Perez. From KCAU 9 News, this is Good Day Siouxland.
Good morning. It's 6:45 on this Tuesday morning. I'm Mallory Smith.
I'm Nick Wilson.
I'm Victor Perez.
All right, well, we're starting off with obviously a warmer morning, but it's actually a little bit warmer than what we were seeing.
Yeah, we start off with warmer temperatures. I mean, yesterday was already a little bit on the high end for typical, but today we're a little bit warmer than that still, as we'll see that the KCAU 9 studio camera shows that quite a bit of traffic is piling up out there. Definitely going to have to wait probably a couple of changes if you're coming in now, especially as we'll see that traffic's going to build up, peaking right around, if I remember correctly, around 7:58. We'll see winds across the area flowing out between 5 and 10 miles per hour, none over 10 and a few under 5. West Point, Mapleton, and Lamar is all reporting calm breezes, as we'll see that grilling forecast is going to be good if you want to be out in the hot conditions. We'll see temperatures rising so that the late morning hours will have us in the 80s already. The mid-afternoon hours will show us in the 90s for a little bit with those clear skies. So just make sure you're staying hydrated if you're going to be outdoors today. Back to you two.
All right, thanks, Victor. Well, many folks like to take vacations and see the world during the summer, and Siouxlanders planning a trip by road will be glad to know gas prices are continuing to hold steady. The national average price for a gallon of regular gas is at $3.57. That's down just 2 cents from 1 week ago and up just 3 cents from last month. In South Dakota this morning, drivers can expect to see an average price of $3.45 at the pump, the same price as this time last week and up just 1 cent from last month. Meanwhile, Iowa is seeing average prices of $3.31 a gallon, a bigger shift from the prices seen last week and last month. And finally, Nebraska's average price is at $3.30. While these prices are nothing to write home about, they're definitely better than the record highs we saw about this time last year, with prices down by nearly $1.50 per gallon since then.
And elsewhere, a Siouxlander recently took a trip to Washington, D.C. to learn more about how to help our local community. Sioux City City Council member Alex Waters attended the Communities in Action, Building a Better Iowa. It's an event at the White House, and that was last week. Waters met with senior advisors to President Biden and talked with them about how federal programs benefit Siouxlanders. Waters also learned from other community leaders in Iowa about how they've managed their funds from federal programs. He says those conversations were helpful.
I think that we need to continue to be smart with investing the taxpayer dollars here in Sioux City, because money is tight and everything is increasing in cost. So we really need to be effective when we're investing those dollars.
And meanwhile, a local school district is seeking volunteers to join 2 committees. The Sioux City Community School Board is looking for community members interested in serving on its Educational Equity Committee and School Improvement Advisory Committee. The Equity Committee looks to ensure equal opportunity for students and staff to access educational programs and employment, among other tasks. Meanwhile, the School Improvement Advisory Committee is a way for the community, students, parents, and school staff to work together to identify and solve problems facing the district. Applications for both committees will be open until noon on July 28th. You can find those on the school district's website at siouxcityschools.org. Well, now it's time to meet today's Stray of the Day.
And every day we share a pet picked up by Sioux City Animal Adoption and Rescue who's waiting to go home.
And this distinguished gentleman is Edward. He's a 1 to 2 year old male Seal Point Siamese mix. He was found on the 3900 block of Douglas Street. The rescue says that he is super friendly and outgoing. And who wouldn't want a dapper, regal little guy like this? Well, Edward's ready to become a king of his own castle, and he's available for adoption now.
If you've lost your pet, looking to adopt, or you'd like to sponsor a pet for adoption, you can visit the rescue's website. That's at siouxcityanimalrescue.com.
A little mark on his nose. He's got a really cute coat there. I mean, I know Seal Points, they're typically darker kind of Siamese. Of course, they typically have blue eyes, but he's got a really cute coat. That little mark on his nose is just, it's special.
And he looks like a pretty regal fellow, you know. He looks like a classy cat.
Exactly.
I mean, with a name like Edward, you know, just gives you an old English type of vibe.
Yeah, I know. I am thinking about those stray cats, though, today. I know that it's a hot one. They're going to need to find some shade, some water, because, yeah, it's warm out there right now.
Warm water, just warm condition, warm water, obviously. But we'll be seeing conditions that are going to be, you know, warming up already, being reported in the 70s still. Vermilion has cooled down a little bit at 71 degrees now. But Sioux City still sitting at 64, 70 in Norfolk, and 70 in Spencer. We'll start to see temperatures rising already. We've seen that sunrise since 5 in the morning. So now is when we're going to start to see some diurnal heating actually going on from 7 through 8 already. Looking at the radar here, you can see that Montana shows a little bit of showers and storms. But aside from that, we've seen mostly clear conditions through South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Minnesota looking pretty quiet as well, as we see that the Great Lakes area is forecasted to be clear and quiet through the day today, just like we are here in Siouxland. We'll start to see a little bit of building cloud coverage as we go through the late afternoon and early evening, flowing in off the Black Hills as we continue to see clouds and some brief showers and storms trying to form up along that dry line. As they get closer towards the Missouri River Valley, though, it's going to be looking pretty quiet as those showers and storms dissipate, with temperatures today that rise up into the low 90s. Still staying hot, a little bit of light breezes though, reaching up to 15 miles per hour. As the 9 on 9 here shows 90 is forecasted through the work week. Still a little bit cooler on Thursday, but upper 80s. If you want an actual cool down, you'll look at Saturday as we see temperatures in the 80s going forward, with a little bit more sunshine for the start of next week.
Happy about some more sunshine always. All right, thanks, Victor. Well, now let's turn to sports, where the high school baseball scene is still in high gear in Siouxland. Anthony Mitchell has those details in your morning sports wrap.
Good morning, Siouxland. Just like the temperature, the high school baseball scene heating up around the area, bringing us to conference tournament time as Lawton Bronson and MVA-OCOU open up quarterfinal play of the 2023 Western Valley Conference Tournament. The 4-seeded Rams and number 5 Eagles last met on May 30th. Rams won the matchup 4-1. Top 2 outs, no score, but the Eagles have the bases full. Pass ball, runner coming on in, but he slams the brakes. Now he's caught in a little bit of a pickle. Colby Scott tracks him down to end the frame. Fast forward here to the bottom of the fourth. Pitchers duel up to this point. Eagles keeping it that way. Nick Collins set down swinging to close the inning. Still no score. Lawton Bronson with a chance in the top of the 7th. Go-ahead run on second. They send a shallow fly to center field. Out is made, but the runner forgets the tag. Rams relay it in to easily double him off. Huge break for MVA-OCOU. 0-0 game still. Bottom half, Rams load the bases, but the Eagles get a pair of strikeouts, needing one more for extras. Wild pitch on TJ Nutt. Jace Henderson comes on down for third to win the game. MVA-OCOU walks it off in a slugfest, 1-0. They face top seed Kingsley Pearson in the Western Valley Conference semifinals. Moving over to softball now, MLC Floyd Valley took on Central Lyon. The Orange City squad won both meetings in 2022, aiming to do the same thing here in 2023 against the Lions. Lady Dutch blanked the Lions 12-0 in Game 1, going for the sweep in Game 2. Bottom second, pair of runners in scoring position for Lily Fleming. She squares around. Beautiful sacrifice bunt. They trade the out for a Katie Hoekstra run. 3-1 home team. Dutch not done. Next batter, Tierney Huss. She finds some green in shallow left field. A nice hit here. RBI single scores Abby Lusing. 4-1 Lady Dutch lead. Lions warring back in the fourth, trimming it to 4-2. Corinne Christensen cashing in. Chopper up the gut. 2 RBI center base knock. Ties this one up at 4. They grab the lead soon after. Shelby Senchich hustles in to score on the pass ball. 5-4 Central Lyon, but the Lady Dutch explode the next inning. 12 runs. Yep, 12 runs in the 5th inning. They go on to get the sweep 19-9. Wayne State Wildcats football head coach Logan Masters, one of 7 individuals to have been selected to the Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference Hall of Fame. The current Wildcats head coach and former Wayne State wide receiver played 4 seasons for his alma mater, earning all-conference honors in all 4 seasons. The Storm Lake native was a vital piece in Wayne State's first ever NCAA Division II playoff trip in 2008. After his playing career, Masters spent 7 seasons as an assistant coach before leaving to work as a wide receivers coach at Chadron State. In 2020, Masters returned to his alma mater to be the offensive coordinator and was named as the head coach in 2022. During his first season, Wayne State booked its second ever trip to the NCAA Division II playoffs. Masters will be the 8th individual from Wayne State College to be inducted into the NSIC Hall of Fame. During his playing career at Wayne State, Masters rewrote the record books. His 258 receptions for 3,863 yards are both Wayne State records, becoming the first Wildcat receiver to register back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. The Storm Lake native is 3rd all-time in the NSIC in catches, while ranking 6th all-time in the conference in receiving yards per contest. And that'll be all for sports. Have a good day, Siouxland.
All right, now let's take a look at this morning's top stories.
It's what you need to know before you go.
Well, it's been more than a week since Support Our Schools Nebraska, a coalition of nonprofit organizations, started a statewide petition to repeal LB 753. The law, also known as the Opportunity Scholarships Act, aims to channel public dollars towards private school educations, and it was signed into law late last month. Yesterday, Support Our Schools Nebraska made a stop in South Sioux City to give people a chance to sign their petition. Nebraska public school teachers and their supporters took to the streets in an effort to get the bill repealed and the issue be put on a future statewide ballot. They told us that Nebraskans deserve to choose whether this policy is right for their state.
Eventually, it would probably lead to less supplies for classrooms. It would lead to teacher shortages even worse because they're not going to be able to fund the positions for enough teachers in our classrooms. Right now, we are having trouble getting teachers to fill our positions. So if they're cutting funding, imagine how bad that will be. It'll be even worse.
And if you missed yesterday's signature drive, but you're interested in signing the petition, there's still several more opportunities to do so coming up in the days ahead. Now today, Support Our Schools Nebraska will be holding a signature drive at the Don's Sports Bar and Grill in South Sioux City from 4:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Then on Thursday, the 22nd, they'll have another signature drive at the South Sioux City Public Library from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more upcoming locations and times, you can find more information in the story on our website. That'll be SiouxlandProud.com.
And elsewhere in Siouxland, a policy aimed at arming some staff members in the Cherokee Community School District is causing issues with the district's insurance provider. A member from Central Insurance of Cherokee was at last night's school board meeting and provided an update on insurance options for the district. The decision to arm staff is just one reason why the district's previous insurance provider chose to no longer continue insuring the district, and now school officials only have 11 business days to consider whether or not to take up the new options, and the school board would also need to approve any selections. The district's new weapons policy could arm roughly 45 staff members as soon as the upcoming school year.
We are always looking for additional ways to improve. So this weapons policy, is it our only thing we're doing for safety? No, absolutely not. But it's one of the tools in our tool belt that we want to move forward with to help protect our students and staff.
Board members said the school will not be left without insurance. Every year they look at insurance providers to see which option is the best. The board also approved the retirement of Superintendent Kim Lingenfelter, effective at the end of this month. She's served the district for 8 years.
And finally, if you're looking for some ways to get out of the house with the kids now that school's out, the Sioux City Public Library has a fun opportunity available today. As part of the library's summer reading program on Tuesdays in June, they're hosting Read to Me Dogs at the Al's Downtown Library. Today's event will take place at 2 p.m. It's a great way to interact with some furry friends and to enjoy story time. The library's summer reading program is still going on through the end of July, with events and opportunities for prizes for readers of all ages, kids and adults. All right, well, it is actually maybe a good day to go inside of a library just so you can beat the heat. But I know it is going to be pretty today, so, if you like the heat and you want to get out, you can also do that as well.
Yeah, going to be nice sunny conditions again. If you like yesterday, you'll like today with temperatures rising up into the low 90s. Hopefully today will be just a bit better. Forecasting temperatures just a little bit cooler than yesterday, and humidity values that will be just a bit lower as well, so heat index won't be as bad. Looking at the next couple of days though, we see 90s for today and tomorrow, upper 80s on Thursday, and 90s again by Friday, before a bit of a dip with some more consistent showers and storms appearing for Saturday, as we'll see that sunshine prevails through the start of next week with a little bit of more temperate, mid 80s, which is by that point summertime conditions.
Yep, summertime's tomorrow.
Whole 9 on 9 looks like a good time to do some reading.
Yep. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.